UFC 298 is over. Here's how I feel about it.
I see my haters proud of me now. When I'm around, it's all smiles. I took over my whole town.
Starting off with the predictions I made. Very, very bad start to my predictions on this channel. I went a whopping 2-4, with my only dubs being Amanda Lemos and my guy Marab pulling through and probably retiring Triple C. Congrats on a great career. If this is the last time we seen you, I have nothing bad to say about you. Amanda Lemos versus Mackenzie Dern did not disappoint. They won fight of the night over Paulo Costa and Robert Whitaker. How they did that, I have no idea. But it was a great fight. Whenever Mackenzie Dern held her face like that, I for sure thought the fight was going to be over. Mackenzie Dern was able to keep fighting. I respect her for it. She took this fight on a month's notice. And yeah, she has nothing to hold her head down about. She fought a great fight on that short of notice against a striker of, and a grappler, I guess, of Amanda Lemos' caliber. Good fight for her. First fight on the main card, we had Anthony Hernandez versus Roman Kopylov. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't familiar with Hernandez's game. I am now. Great fight, great forward pressure the entire fight. It looked like he's just overwhelmed Roman the entire fight. And this clip right here, that's nasty. You got yourself a new fan, Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy, great fight for you. Rob the Machine Davalishvili, probably butcher his last name. Either way it goes, big fan. I was a big fan going into the fight, even bigger now. We have a #1 contender at bantamweight, the winner of Cheeto versus Sean O'Malley. You have your competition. It's pretty tough competition. It's like a cyclone coming after you. It gets stronger as rounds go on. And 5 rounds with that, man, good luck to you. Henry Cejudo, I think it's time for him to hang it up. I mean, he came back to be a champion once again. That's 2 back-to-back losses. I don't think he wants to go through that grind again to get another title shot, because it's going to take a while if he chooses to do that. But Triple C, great career, saved flyweight. Thankfully, they have some bangers down there now. Yeah, congrats to Henry Cejudo on his possible retirement. Jeff Neal versus Ian Machado Gary. Biggest disappointment of the night for me personally. Jeff Neal, he just couldn't find his rhythm in there. And I ain't taking that away from Ian Gary. I mean, his movement was great, like I said in the video. He had some fantastic footwork, and it showed in that fight. Listen, I'm not one of those people that, it was not the most exciting fight, but Ian Gary fought the fight that he needed to fight to win, if that makes sense. Yeah, he stayed on the outside, got in when he wanted to, got out when he wanted to. Jeff Neal just couldn't land the bomb that I thought he would land. And yeah, Ian Gary, he called out Kobe. Good matchup for them both. Am I the most excited to see that fight? No, but I will watch it. Kobe Covington coming off of a title loss, a pretty bad title loss. He looked pretty bad versus Leon Edwards. Ian Machado surging up the rankings right now. I'll say if he's able to finish Kobe and maybe get another fight in him by the end of the year, he could be challenging for the title in 25. Because I'm pretty sure this year's Bilal should get a title shot, and Shavkat should get a title shot this year if Leon chooses to fight 3 times or 2 times this year, at least. In the co-main event of the night, we have Paulo Costa versus Robert the Reaper Whitaker. Great fight, great fight. How Rob Whitaker was able to eat this, no idea. That puts out probably 95% of the middleweights in the UFC and 98.9 in the world. I mean, that was a full force, full connection on, like, that's crazy for him to land that. And well, he ate it, and he came back and won the fight. Robert Whitaker beat the no chin allegations. Paulo Costa looked fantastic coming back after a 1.5 year layoff. I mean, he looked like he didn't lose a step. He looked like he actually gained a step. Robert Whitaker just looked fantastic. What's next for both of those guys? I have no idea. Paulo Costa, I probably just said his name like 6 different times. Costa looked really good. I don't know who he fights next, but whoever it is, I hope it's exciting, and I hope it's relatively soon, maybe 3 or 4 months. Rob Whitaker versus Sean Strickland. Rob Whitaker versus Sean Strickland. That'd be a very, very fun fight. And you can have your #1 contender behind Israel Adesanya. And yeah, that's the middleweight picture shaping out pretty nice, in my opinion. The main event of the night, the shocker of the night, Ilia Topuria versus Alexander Volkanovski. Ilia did it. Ilia Topuria did it. I can't hate on the man. He talked that talk, he walked the walk. He said he was going to make it look easy. I mean, second round knockout's pretty convincing. Pretty convincing. It's just like Volk seemed to not be able to get out of the way of the blitzes that Ilia was throwing. And that last right hook, had a lot of power in it. And it showed Ilia has the power. 145 has an elite lineage of champions. I mean, that's probably some of the best streak of champions in the UFC, if not the absolute best. What's next for Ilia? Maybe a rematch for Volk. I don't want to see Volk for another 4 to 5 months minimum. I don't want to hear him about any fighting news involving Volk. I mean, he shouldn't have got this fight so soon after that head kick from Islam. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna put that on this fight. Volk said he felt great. That's all you can hope for. He said no injuries coming into it. But I mean, Ilia's a problem. Ilia's a big problem. As far as some of the prelims, let's look at some of these real quick. Miranda Maverick looked really good to open up the card. I mean, she fought a vet. And a lot of her losses, well, a couple of her losses are like to really good fighters. Macy Barber is one off the top of my head. I mean, Miranda Maverick still young. Oban Elliott, Val Woodburn. He probably have like a 2 minutes and 30 seconds in him. But that 2 minutes and 30 seconds in him was very dangerous. I mean, he knocked down Oban, but Oban was able to pretty much out-pressure him, outwork him, out-cardio Val. But yeah, that's probably the last time we'll see Val Woodburn in the UFC. I mean, he didn't look very good. Oban, he has potential to be a really good fighter. Danny Barlow, the Memphis, Tennessee native, looked really good. And that surprised me. Well, it didn't surprise me. If you know from the Contender Series, when they had that Memphis, it was like North Memphis, or I'm not going to say that. Memphis versus Memphis, what it was. And Danny Barlow sparked the other guy. I can't remember the other guy's name at the moment. But Danny Barlow is looking legit. And hopefully we can see him fight very sooner. Again, soon-ish. Yang Zhang, road to the UFC finalist. It was looking rough at the beginning. It was looking rough at the beginning for my guy, the light heavyweight Chinese man. We got a guy. It looked like we got a guy. He filled out pretty nice. He called out Alex Pereira, not getting that fight, buddy. But I like the confidence. Can't wait to see what he does next. For some reason, I did not predict the Junior Tafa fight and DeLima, but DeLima's heavy leg kicks, heavy leg kicks, and it showed. I mean, great game plan for him. Yeah. And last but not least, we have Rinya Nakamura. When you're a negative 1100 favorite, I expect a finish, or a very dominant finish. It was okay. It was okay. It didn't. I'm not a fan of that performance, to say the least. But what do you guys think about this fight? What did you guys think about this pay-per-view? Shocked all around. I mean, I went 2-4 on the main card. Well, 2-4 in my prediction video. And yeah, I mean, fun night. $299 a month away. That's gonna be a really fun night. We got UFC Mexico this weekend. We got Brandon Royval versus Brandon Moreno. We got Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega. Fun fights. We got my boy Felipe Dos Santos on that card. Can't wait to see what he got going on. And shout out to my guy Jamal Hill. He is the headliner of UFC 300. How do you guys feel about this? Let me know. Be good people. Peace.